Miami is not just a city, it's a state of mind, an explosion of energy that never stops. When the sun sets, the city transforms into a paradise for those seeking freedom, pleasure, and limitless fun. Miami's nightlife is famous for its intensity, where the heat of the night and the rhythm of electronic music blend with the uncontrollable desire to live in the moment. Here, anything is possible, and what happens on Miami nights will never be forgotten. It's the place where bodies connect, where boundaries are erased, and pleasure is lived without shame. The vibe of Miami is something you only feel when you're there. The streets, the beaches, the bars, the clubs, every corner of the city pulses with vibrant energy. South Beach, with its lights and sounds, is the nervous center of endless nightlife. But Miami is not just about parties, it's also a celebration of freedom, where rules are made to be broken. Sexual freedom is one of the city's trademarks, and here, casual sex is as natural as a hot night by the sea. It doesn't matter if you're a tourist or a local. Everyone is welcome to lose themselves in the fun. No strings attached, no regrets. If you're looking for a city where the night never ends and pleasure is constant, Miami is your destination. The nights here have a unique vibe, combining the luxury of exclusive clubs with the warmth of its beaches and the freedom of its streets. And while the city invites you to live the moment, it also reminds you that in Miami, there's no room for guilt or regret. What matters is that fun, sex, and joy are always within reach. Just be willing to give yourself to it. South Beach is the beating heart of Miami's nightlife. Here, the heat of the sun mixes with the electricity of desire that takes over the streets when the day says goodbye. With its bright lights, iconic clubs, and beaches full of vibrant people, South Beach is where casual sex becomes a natural extension of fun. The parties have no set time to end, and every bar, every club, every corner is an invitation to get lost in the moment. It doesn't matter if you're looking for a furtive glance, a hot dance, or something more. South Beach offers an unlimited experience where pleasure is lived without hurry and without shame. Here, the parties are synonymous with freedom, and the interaction between people is unique in intensity. The streets of South Beach are a constant parade of bodies connecting spontaneously and intensely, creating an energy that's impossible to ignore. Casual sex is natural, with no sense of judgment, only desire flowing freely without restraint. The parties here are more than just music and drinks. They're moments of physical connection, where flirting is taken to the extreme, and pleasure is experienced with total intensity. And no matter how the night progresses, the fun never seems to slow down. South Beach is also a melting pot of cultures and styles, with people from all over the world coming together to live a unique night. What really sets South Beach apart from other party destinations is its rule-free vibe. There's no rush to find love or commit to anything serious. What matters is enjoying what's within reach, with a confidence and freedom that only Miami can provide. Here, bodies get close without hesitation, exchanged glances are full of desire, and interactions happen naturally, almost destined by the energy of the city. But South Beach is not just about the party. It's about living the night without regrets. What you do in South Beach stays as just a memory of pleasure and fun. Whether you want to lose yourself in a stranger's body, flirt until dawn, or just dance until you can't anymore, South Beach is the ideal place to do it without guilt. The night never ends here, and the feeling of continuous freedom and pleasure remains, whether in the hot streets, deserted beaches, or within the most exclusive clubs. In South Beach, the party never ends. It just reinvents itself with every new dance, every new encounter. If South Beach is the beating heart of Miami, the luxury clubs and bars are where exclusivity and glamour meet. Miami is known for its sophisticated parties, where crowds mix with elites, celebrities, and tourists looking for the ultimate fun experience. Here, luxury is not just visible, it's lived. At places like Live and Story, what matters is not just the music, but how you feel.
The design, the atmosphere, and the carefully curated environment are made to transport you to another level of pleasure, where every drink, every glance, and every movement seems amplified by the luxury surrounding you. In Miami's luxury clubs, the night is a celebration of excess of fun, style, and desire. The parties are not just about music, they have energy, rhythm, and an almost organic pulse. People dance not just to the sound of DJs, but with their bodies and with desire, feeling the intensity of the moment as an extension of their own freedom. Flirting here is visceral, it's immediate. Interactions happen with the same intensity as the flashing lights, champagne bottles popping, and the intoxicating rhythm of the music. And when bodies draw near, it's almost as if the space opens up for a connection without words, where desire is the spoken language. But what truly sets Miami's luxury bars and clubs apart is the environment charged with possibilities. These are not just places to drink and dance, they are settings for spontaneous and where casual sex is not just expected but natural. Freedom here is absolute. There's nothing more exciting than looking around and realizing that, amidst the music, the fun, and the luxury, you're in a space where any kind of connection can happen. People give themselves to pleasure in a carefree and judgment-free way, and in the end, what matters is the satisfaction of the moment. In Miami, the luxury nightlife is a fantasy that becomes reality every night. And while the city shines with its lights and flaunts its luxury, it also offers the chance to lose yourself in pleasure without reservations. Whether you're a regular or someone experiencing it for the first time, Miami's luxury clubs and bars are the perfect stage to explore your deepest desires. There's no rush, no rules, only the desire to live the night with intensity, in an environment where every moment is an opportunity for a new connection or a new experience. On the streets of Miami, the night begins long before entering a club or bar. The city has a unique energy that makes flirting and seduction happen naturally and spontaneously, with no rush, no pressure. The sidewalks of South Beach, the walks along the beaches, and the outdoor bars transform into places where desire flows freely. People get close with curious glances, soft smiles, and effortless conversation, as if they were just exploring the city. Flirting is light but intense, and what seems like a simple interaction often turns into a powerful connection with no expectations or commitment. Sexual freedom in Miami is visible at every corner. It doesn't matter if you're at the beach at sunset or in a lively cafe downtown. Interactions are direct, glances are deep, and the energy is filled with desire. There's no space for shame or inhibition. The behavior on the streets of Miami reflects this vibe of freedom, where desire is something to be lived in the present, without restraints. Flirting is organic, driven by the proximity of people and the feeling that anything can happen. It's not uncommon to see bodies approaching without hesitation, as if the city were one big playground where desire can be explored without fear of judgment. What's even more interesting is that, on the streets of Miami, the behavior is much more open and laid back than you might expect. Casual is a natural part of this freedom. There's no pressure for commitment nor the weight of a serious encounter. Here, pleasure is lived as a form of personal expression, and often what starts as a simple flirtation can evolve into something more. On the beaches, the busy streets, or the small bars, people are constantly connecting with each other, exploring what the city has to offer in an uncomplicated way. Miami has a unique way of turning every corner into an opportunity for pleasure. Flirting on the streets is leisurely but without limits. It's immediate and intense, where every glance, every word exchanged carries visible sexual energy. The streets become a field of possibilities, where everyone has the freedom to approach, connect, and explore desires without the pressure of commitment. The interactions on the streets of Miami are intense, direct, and full of seduction, reflecting the city's free-spirited and carefree nature. In Miami, sexual freedom is not just an idea, it's a reality that permeates nightlife and everyday interactions. The women of Miami are the perfect reflection of the city, bold, confident, and always ready to have fun without limits. In the city's nightlife, they don't just make an entrance, they dominate the space. From the moment they step into a bar or club, their energy is unmistakable. The women in Miami know the power they have and are not afraid to use it. They give themselves to pleasure without hesitation, with an attitude of someone who knows exactly what they want and how to get it. Seduction here is a natural art, effortless, emanating from every gesture, every glance. Miami is the perfect stage for these women, who become the stars of the night, seducing with their confidence and freedom. The seductive power of Miami women goes beyond their appearance. It's a matter of attitude. They know they're irresistible, not just for their beauty, but for the aura of confidence they carry. Walking down the streets of South Beach or entering the luxury clubs, they draw attention not only for the way they dress, but for the security they exude. These women have control of the night, and there's no shame in their glances or intentions. They flirt, connect, and explore pleasure with impressive naturalness. Casual sex is not a taboo. It's an extension of desire and the freedom with which they live their lives. What truly defines the women of Miami is their ability to surrender to pleasure without regrets. They don't follow rules, they create their own. Sexual freedom is part of their essence. Whether in the club, on the street, or on the beach, they are always ready to live in the moment and explore their fantasies without fear or insecurity. Their attitude is the key to what makes Miami so unique. They are the leaders of seduction, and everyone around them knows it. Their energy is palpable, making the night even more exciting, intense, and limitless. Seduction in Miami is not forced. It's natural, organic, and full of power. The women know exactly how to capture attention and how to maintain control of the situation. They flirt with their eyes, their gestures, and their presence in a way that few can ignore. The nightlife environment of Miami adapts to them, and they use this freedom to explore their own desires, connecting with those who want to live pleasure without hurry and without commitment. For them, the night is a chance to affirm themselves, to seduce, and to surrender to the moment, knowing that in Miami, anything is possible, and everything is allowed. In Miami, casual sex is not just a common practice, but a way of living and connecting without pressure or regret. The city has a unique approach where spontaneity is key to fun. It doesn't matter if you're dancing until dawn in a club or exchanging glances on a deserted beach, what happens in Miami is lived intensely without fear of judgment. Casual sex here is uncomplicated and natural, something that flows as organically as the city's own nightlife. There are no demands, no commitments, only pleasure in the present. In the streets, clubs, and beaches of Miami, interactions happen directly, without filters or games. Flirting has no barriers, and many times, casual sex arises from the immediate connection between two people. The city's vibes, the pulsating music, and the laid-back atmosphere create the perfect setting for these intense experiences. In Miami, pleasure is celebrated as a natural part of life, and casual sex is seen as an opportunity to give in to the moment. There's no judgment, no expectations. Pleasure is lived in its purest form, without guilt. What's most fascinating about all of this is how casual sex in Miami isn't attached to any kind of shame. In other cities, casual sex might be surrounded by stigmas and insecurities, but in Miami, it's treated with the same naturalness as having a drink at a bar. People here aren't afraid to approach, to explore desire, and to give themselves to pleasure without restraints. What really stands out is the respect for the moment and for the freedom to live desire without fear of the consequences. In Miami, casual sex is a way to connect in a pure way, without the social limitations that exist elsewhere. And the intensity of casual sex in Miami is incomparable. People here don't settle for superficiality. They want pleasure in its entirety, uninterrupted. Whether in luxury clubs, outdoor parties, or seaside beaches, the city offers an environment where casual sex can be explored with intensity and authenticity. Desire is lived without rush, without fear, and above all, without the pressure of commitment or duty. In Miami, pleasure is a continuous celebration, something to be lived with the whole body, without reservations, always promising an unforgettable moment. After a night of intense partying, the dawn in Miami brings a completely different vibe. Unlike many cities, where a hangover is seen as a burden, here it's just another part of the experience. The soft warmth of the sun, the breeze from the sea, and the sound of the waves crashing create the perfect setting to relax and recharge. The next morning, no one rushes or feels guilty about what happened the night before. In Miami, the hangover is seen lightly. It's a moment for reflection, maybe a conversation about the night's adventures, but without the weight of shame or regret. Here, pleasure continues, now in the form of rest and recovery. On the beaches of Miami, people meet in the morning, wearing sunglasses and light clothing, sharing stories about the night before while the sun rises. The hangover here isn't treated with suffering, but with a relaxed smile and the certainty that it was a night well lived. There's no rush to return to routine or to recover in some way. What matters is living in the present moment, relaxing, and letting the city's warmth do the work. The beach is the perfect place to start over, with the calm and serene energy that the water and sand bring. Seaside cafes become the meeting point for those starting their day, with a cup of coffee or a smoothie in hand. Conversations about the parties and encounters of the previous night are made with laughter and relaxation, as if everything were part of a grand celebration of life. There's no pressure to recover from anything, because in Miami, the hangover isn't seen as something negative, but as a reminder of the pleasure lived. The city knows that fun is cyclical. If today is a day of rest, tomorrow the party starts again, without regret. As people relax by the sea, their bodies still vibrate with the energy of the previous night, but now at a calmer, more tranquil pace. Miami knows that the hangover isn't something that needs to be fought, but something to be accepted with the same ease with which people live the night. The city breathes a sense of total freedom, where no matter how much you've surrendered to pleasure, there's always space to relax and enjoy the day in a peaceful way. In Miami, life never stops. It just slows down for a moment, only to return with full intensity. No matter what happened the night before, because fun and pleasure will always be waiting.